19 people have been killed in massive Nepal protests. Let me tell you all about it. Nepal's government in the latest has lifted its controversial ban on major social media platforms following days of violent protests led largely by Gen Z demonstrators. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli expressed deep sadness over the violence, blaming the unrest on the involvement of vested interests that disrupted what was meant to be a peaceful protest. He assured that government supports the use of social media and announced that an investigation committee will be formed to examine the incident and recommend measures to prevent future violence. The protests began as a backlash against the social media ban but have grown into a larger movement against corruption. At least 90 people have died, 19 people, beg your pardon, have died and over 300 injured in clashes across the country. In Kathmandu, protesters breached security near parliament, vandalized gates and clashed with the police. A curfew remains in effect in key areas including the legislature, the president's residence and the prime minister's office. Public anger has been fueled by viral TikTok videos showing politicians' children flaunting wealth, highlighting the contrast with ordinary citizens. The United Nations and Amnesty International have called for a transparent probe into reports of excessive use of force, including the alleged use of live ammunition. India has not commented yet, but has tightened security along border districts, while Nepal has deployed the army in several violence-hit regions, including the Terai. आ जाओ मैम बोलिए. Deputy Managing Editor Kartikeya Sharma spoke to a panel of experts on Nepal protests. Let's listen in.
नेपाल के शहरों में चलते रहेंगे क्योंकि कई सारे शहरों में कर्फ्यू लगा है, ये जानकारी आई है वायरस के माध्यम से.
नेपाल के महत्वपूर्ण शहर में ये प्रदर्शन हो रही है कि ये सरकार ने सोशल मीडिया को बंदेज लगाया. पीपुल का, यंगर्स का व्यापक फ्रस्ट्रेशन था र इसमें इस सरकार के खिलाफ में रहने वाला दल का घुसपैठ भी हुआ. उसके जरिए से देश के महत्वपूर्ण शहर में बहुत तनावग्रस्त स्थिति बन चुकी है. मेरे के निवेदन है कि मैं पहले भी किया हूं, सरकार के पास में भी मेरा डिमांड है. नेपाली कांग्रेस पार्टी का बैठक चल रहा है कि सरकार ने तुरंत सामाजिक संजाल का खुला करना चाहिए. जेनजी पुस्ता के मांग के संबोधन करना चाहिए. ये जनता का गुस्सा, ये यंगर्स का गुस्सा क्या है कि करप्शन, नेपाल की सुशासन का बहुत कमी है. इसमें हम भी पार्टी में लड़ रहे हैं और सरकार को भी बारंबार दबाव दे चुके हूं, दे रहा हूं. तो मेरा निवेदन है नेपाली जनता, नेपाली यंगर्स, नेपाली दाजू भाई, दीदी बहनी, सोशल मीडिया यूजर्स को सारा को निवेदन है कि संयमता जरूरी है देश के लिए. देश ने बार बार इतना टाइप का द्वंद्व नहीं सह सकते हैं. देश ने स्थिरता, स्थायित्व, शांति के प्रोसेस में है नेपाल. इसके लिए आम नेपाली जनता ने, यंगर्स ने, इंटेलेक्चुअल पर्सन ने, ऑल पॉलिटिशियन, ऑल टाइप की पीपुल, ऑल पार्टी ने संयमता के जरूरी है. नेपाल में बड़ा खून खराबा हो रही है. 18-19 आदमी यंगर्स गुजर गई है. इसके लिए मेरा निवेदन है, सरकार से निवेदन है, तत्काल जेनजी का मार्ग संबोधन कीजिए. सामाजिक संजाल तत्काल ओपन कीजिए. इस सरकार के कांग्रेस पार्टी की तरफ भी मांग है. जो मूवमेंट कर रहा है जेनजी के पास में मेरे रिक्वेस्ट है कि मुल्क सर्वे सर्वा है. मुल्क फर्स्ट है, कंट्री इज फर्स्ट. शो कंट्री के स्थायित्व के लिए, कंट्री के शांति के लिए नेपाल की समृद्धि के लिए संयमता जरूरी है। इस संयमता के लिए मेरे भाइयों का, मेरे बहनों का, जैनजी पुस्ता का कांग्रेस पार्टी की तरफ से, मेरे तरफ से नम्र निवेदन है, स्टॉप दिस वायलेंस।
Bilkul. You know, a lot of people would say, quote unquote, is there a foreign hand? Something, which people spoke about in Bangladesh. So, how do you categorize the protests in Kathmandu? Different from Bangladesh?
Well, it is different. It is not because in Bangladesh, army intervened really to push Hasina out. Also, without that, it would not have happened. Nepal's situation is slightly different. I have no doubt that this is not a challenge to democracy in Nepal. I have no doubt about it. But I tell you, as Mr. Puyal has said very rightly, that people would not accept any, shortcut to the solution, that you make a committee or do something or start abrogation in one way or the other. One of the options can be of having an interim arrangement which really looks for the next election. So far as foreign sources are concerned, I think Vinaji said it rightly, and I want to emphasize it, that there are reports, and I have not confirmed, but I have heard it from my Nepali friends talking to them today on phone, that the Soros's open society people are involved there. And as you know, all the social media networks have are stakeholders, and they are all linked to the US. So US government has nothing to do perhaps with it, but you are asking of the foreign influences, it cannot be ruled out. And exactly this situation was there in Sri Lanka and to a very large extent also in Bangladesh. So, these are the hands which are hidden behind it. And students are in a very rebellious mood. They can be exploited, they can be diverted and twisted also. A possibility, I don't rule it out. But I think the basic approach should be that the present leadership is not acceptable, and I don't think that they would be able to find any way out of this crisis unless there is a drastic change takes place.
My colleague Nabila also spoke to experts on the Nepal row. Let's quickly take a listen.
How do you see these protests in Nepal having an impact on India? I'm not too sure if there's a direct correlation, but what I can see here is that this is what can happen if one government bans social media platforms. You have most of the youngsters today addicted to it. Forget Gen Z, millennials. What are they going to do if there's a ban? Come out on the streets and protest. So this is dangerous. Yeah, go on, sir.
Well, I fully empathize with what Khushbu has said. Government has been caught on the wrong foot. Firstly, I think it was very knee-jerk reaction for them to have banned the entire spectrum of social media platforms. Now, if you look at it yourself, if I look at myself, how much of the social media we are using.
Yeah.
Certainly, youngsters depend a lot on these platforms. And to ban the entire spectrum, I think is literally shutting the life on them. And I think they would be very resentful. This protest is totally unprecedented. Of course, they draw inspiration from the fact that similar uprisings have taken place for different reasons, of course, in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. So I think the youth realize their power. But the most important thing is their protests. They were peaceful protests. Government not only did the wrong thing in totally knee-jerk reaction and banning the entire spectrum of the social media platforms, and then they came back with a disproportionate response. And what was to be a very peaceful protest turned into a violent protest, and we are very concerned. About 20 people have died. You asked me what is India. We don't have a direct connection with this protest, but certainly we watch what's happening in our neighborhood, and we are very deeply concerned about the welfare, the well-being of people in our neighboring country, a friendly country, Nepal. So I think the underlying reasons which have now come to the fore. Nepal has battled with the governance issues, corruption, all of that in the last several years. And what the protest began as something against the shutting out of the social media platforms, but now have taken a larger shape.